Tape www.écoles au Sénégal.com. À Écoles au Sénégal, c'est facile, tu n'as qu'à te connecter. Tape Écoles au Sénégal, les leçons sont beaucoup plus détaillées.
I don't know if anybody has heard of Desmond Tutu. He recently died. He died this year. I think it's this year or last year. And so he was born October 7th, 1931. And Desmond Tutu is from South Africa as well. And just like Mandela, just like Steve Biko, he was a writer. And what is particular about him is because he was a preacher. He was an Anglican. You know, he was an Anglican cleric, okay? An Anglican pastor, an Anglican cleric, and a theologian as well. He was a theologian. Theologian is someone that has been to a seminary that has been to a pastoral school to become a pastor. You know, and so he was in the Anglican faith. An Anglican faith is almost like Catholic. The only difference is in this particular faith, you do get married, you can have kids, unlike Catholic reverends or reverend fathers that you cannot get married. Okay, and so he was what they call an archbishop, and an archbishop is the toppest religious position. In French, it's called l'archevêque. Because bishops say évêque and archbishops say l'archevêque. It's almost like in the Muslim community, like the Khalif. Like you guys have the Khalif of, you know, of some of this confrérie. So it's as the archbishop, he's a toppest. And so he was a toppest religious leader in South Africa. And what is particular about him, because he was the first black leader, the first black religious leader, and he died as the first black religious leader of South Africa. And what is particular about Desmond Tutu is because of his love for writing. He wrote, the way he fought against apartheid was through his writing. He attracted a lot of international countries or international eyes into the fight against apartheid. He wrote a lot of letters, sent in news, in his speeches, in his preaching. You know, he talked a lot about the segregation and the social injustice and, you know, the discrimination, and so I sent them out. So a lot of people reading it had a lot of international reactions, and that's how South Africa got to explore and expand. You know, about people got to know what was happening in South Africa. It was because of Desmond Tutu. So he was a powerful, a very tough preacher as far as discrimination was concerned, as far as the concerns of South Africa especially was concerned. Okay, he was really against the colonialists, you know. But and so that's Archbishop Desmond Tutu. Okay, and then have we ever heard of Ellen Johnson Sirleaf? Ellen Johnson. It's a lady. You know, it's a lady from Liberia, born in Monrovia, which Monrovia is a capital, and she's from Liberia. Okay, and we know that Liberia has controlled by the Americans, and so she was from Liberia. Ellen Johnson, of course, we all know it's a lady, and she's the first black African president. She was the first ever black female African president, the only one. Africa has never had a female president except for Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. Can you imagine? So that puts her in history. What is particular about her is the fact that it was a fight for women's rights. Women's rights. She believed that what a man can do, a woman can as well do it. She believes that a girl is supposed to be protected and have equal rights like a man. She believes that a girl has a right to education, has a right to choice, has a right to do whatever she wants to do. And so she was really bent on it. You know, born, of course, again in October, which is my birth month, October 29th, 1938 in Monrovia. You know, she ruled Liberia for I think a term or so, and she was really one of those ladies that was really for the women. She is really a women's activist. And she will fight for women's education. She created a lot of movements for the women, had a lot of, gave a lot of grants for girls, encouraged girls to go to school in Liberia, spent her personal money building a lot of infrastructures for Liberia, especially for the ladies. She pushed a lot. She's really an activist. She's an activist, she's a politician, she was a lawyer as well, and so she's well known for that, especially the fact that she's the only female African president, or was, but she's still living, And just like Wangari, she won the Nobel Peace Prize and Indira Gandhi Peace Prize in 2016. In 2016, just like Wangari, she won it. Okay, and so I hope that here we've seen different countries. We've gone from Liberia to South Africa to Kenya, to Rwanda, to Tanzania, to Burkina Faso, these are different, so that you get to know different leaders. I think even in Senegal, we have Latjo. I'm sure we all know about Latjo, that fought the French people, and has a famous slogan of, I'm going to fight. If I perish, but I perish trying, or I die trying, which I think is a big hero in Senegal. In Mali, we have Sunjata Keita of Mali, of the Mandinka, empire, that fought the French people, and sent them out, and so that even caused the Malians to have the independence, and so we have some of those heroes around that we need to learn and need to know about them. Okay, it's important that we know about them. We have from Jamaica also Marcus Garvey. Marcus Garvey, they had the Marcus Garvey. Marcus Garvey. What is particular about Marcus Garvey, even though he was in Jamaica, he encouraged or started up a movement to group all the Africans that were in Jamaica and told them, look, you guys need to gather and let's fight for Africa. We need to go and fight and take back our land and control and have control over our political and social and economic ideas. We don't need the foreigners, or the colonial masters to come and control us and dictate and tell us what to do. That was particular about him. So he was Marcus Garvey, and he was in Jamaica, but he really fought against it. And he wrote a lot of letters. He summoned a lot of Africans that were there and fought against the white supremacy, the white control. And so learn about he was a wonderful person as well. Okay, even though he was not in Africa, but he loved Africa because it was his motherland, though he was like I said, in Jamaica. And he supported a lot of Africans in their fight, in their struggles to come back and give and had the international community to know about the struggles, what was going on in Africa, and do you have other, I'm sure there are other heroes that we've probably not mentioned that you know about, but in the meantime, these are some of the heroes that you need to know and their stories when we talk about African heroes. I hope that through this presentation, at least now you'll know at least 10 heroes. At least now you'll be able to name them and know a little bit, just snippets about your stories. And I'm going to try to put some kind of a PowerPoint about these heroes so that we can present to you, so that at least you can see who they are, or you can also Google them and see, and see who they are. Okay, and these are my African heroes. Thank you.